Season 5 of My Hero Academia has been odd, to say the least. The reason for that is the way that they're adapting the source material is all janky in terms of timeline. And it sucks. It has to do with the movie coming out that at the time of this recording is going to be next week. And it's put some prevalent arcs, which is the next arc, My Hero Academia, on the back burner and is giving it the least time, and it doesn't deserve that. And I kind of want to talk about what has been going on, because a lot of people who don't read the manga, they don't really know what's going on. There's also been criticism for the show in terms of the actual material, which is, you can debate that all you want, that's fine. My biggest debate is where they're putting their all of their efforts and their time in, and how it's not being used wisely. And it has to do with just the second half of this season. It has to do with the Hero Endeavor's agency arc. To put context into what's going on here, all right. So the My Villain Academia arc, it lasts, I want to say, about 21 chapters. It starts like in the half of chapter 219, and I believe it goes to chapter 240 or 241, something around this. So roughly about 21 chapters. And we haven't seen that anime yet. And that actually comes first before Christmas, before the agency arc, all that. It happens all before that. Because it sets up things that you see, that we actually seen in the Hero agency arc. And it kind of sucks because it spoiled a few things, which, again, if you're not reading the manga, you probably didn't even recognize it. You're just kind of more confused with what's going on. For those that did read the manga, I'm hoping it doesn't impact those that haven't read the manga, and then still be surprised, or them like, oh, this is awesome, I didn't know this was gonna happen, type of thing. I hope they didn't catch some of the spoilers that was already shown. And honestly, they could have shown that stuff and done it differently to where it doesn't spoil anything. But I mean, they did what they do, which is dumb. I don't know if it was Toho's decision or whoever was up, whoever with Toho is managing the timeline. I think they screwed up on this. But anyway, so My Villain Academia, it's about 21 chapters. All right. The Hero Agency arc, or the Endeavor Agency arc, is about 10 chapters. 10. Now, in the episodes that we have gotten so far, I believe that's 5 total. We've had 4 that are, let's say, canonical to the story, that go from the source material. We have 1 filler, right? And actually, that filler wasn't even, it didn't need to be done. Like, if they wanted to set up something for the movie, they honestly could have tied in a small little subplot into the 4 episodes that are from the source material, because really it's only 10 chapters. It's nothing more. In 10 chapters, most animes, what they do, about 2.5 to 3 chapters, depending on the source material that's in each chapter, but about 2 to 3 chapters an episode. So if they would have done it that way, they could have covered all their bases, get ready for the movie, and boom, we're done. You screwed up the timeline, whatever, but you got it done in 4 episodes. And then you could have done this next part, which it has Aizawa, and it has Present Mike going back to the to see Kurogiri, and there's gonna be some stuff involved in there. Now this part, again, it takes even place, after the events of My Villain Academia, and this whole part, I don't know how they're gonna do it, because I think this part actually needs to be a little bit more focused, because there's a lot of important things that happen in these next few chapters. In the manga happens a few things, and so they have to do at least 2 episodes, or at least 1.5 episodes, something like that, to get it done. So what does that do, though? That leaves My Villain Academia to adapt 20 chapters in about 5 episodes, 5.5 episodes if they finish this part with Aizawa and Present Mike in an episode and a half. And that really sucks, because now, thinking about this, they're gonna cut out a lot of things. I mean, to get everything done, they're gonna have to do 4 chapters an episode, and it fills me up with rage that they did this. Again, they shifted everything around because of the movie, so it was a business decision, and it's terrible that they're adapting it this way. Again, if this was still their decision, I hate it. But again, what they could have done is they could have made it so that in 5 episodes, or in 5.5 episodes, instead of what's gonna be 7.5, they could have gotten done with the Endeavor Agency arc, gotten the whole thing with Aizawa and President Mike done, and then started My Hero Academia to have about 6.5 episodes to cover that. It still would be pushing it because you're still doing about 3 chapters an episode, and there's a lot of information that happens in here, but that would have been a little bit better. But now they wrote themselves into a corner, and oh my gosh, it pains me, like, to know the source material, to know how much they're either gonna have to just kind of be like, that's not important, let's take this out. But the hero you start, they're like, we gotta expand this to a whole episode, like a chapter or a chapter and a half to a whole episode. Give me a break. It's been frustrating to see it, and it sucks too because the opening to this to the second half of the 5th season is awesome. Like, it's a great song, but the focus on it is just it bugs me. The focus is on Midoriya, Deku, and Todoroki, when really it should be on the villains, because it should be the focus on them. And even in the beginning, like if you watch the beginning, after they do the little intro with everyone in class 1A, you see the color of the My Hero Academia logo, and it has like this kind of purplish color, and it's to represent, My Villain Academia, that. And I thought that they were gonna do like a little change or something, to instead of saying My Hero, to say My Villain Academia or something. And I'm hoping they still do that. I hope that they change the opening to when they focus on the villains, on Shigaraki and all them. But like my hope is just dwindling more and more, and it sucks. Like I said, I like this material. I have no problem with the source material. Some people have, especially with the whole battle between class 1A and 1B. They thought it took too long and all this stuff, and I understand that. I still liked it for the most part. They did stretch some things, but overall I was okay with it. But it's this second half that's gotten me boiling. Like, I could go on with this forever, but I just wanted to rant a little bit about this, and that I believe it was a terrible decision. And again, this is for a movie that it's gonna take place in a time that it can be canonical, kind of like what they did with Heroes Rising, and so it could, I guess, impact the story, but I don't know how much it will. And here's the thing, though: if you think of Heroes Rising, that movie takes place like right before this 5th season part. Because if you remember, when we see Heroes Rising, when you see Dabi fight Endeavor, you see that Endeavor already has his scar, and this movie was aired way before the end of season 4, and not way before, but it was quite a bit before. And so the part of him having a scar was already what's it called? My mind just went blank. It was already spoiled. Like, maybe a lot of people that watch it didn't even like care, right? But there are some spoilers in there, in the movie, of events that haven't happened in the anime yet. So I mean, they're okay to spoil stuff. They've done it before in a movie, but for whatever reason, they're like, no, we got to get this part done right now. Again, they could have handled it better. They could have shortened the Endeavor Agency arc to only be like 3 or 4 episodes total. I would have preferred 3, 3.5, and then the other like episode and a half to do with what's happening with Aizawa and President Mike, and then focus on My Hero Academia, to have My Villain Academia to have it last 8 episodes, something like that. And I think 8 would have been perfect, but no, they decided to screw things up. So yeah, again, my issue is not with the source material. I rather like this part. The next season is gonna be even crazy and more bonkers. It's gonna be awesome. But the way they handled this is just sad. So, yep, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this. I mean, especially for the manga readers, like if you've read this, like, are you happy with it? Do you not care? I know some people didn't care for My Hero Academia, but again, my whole thing is like you're gonna adapt 20 chapters into like 5 episodes now, 5.5. I don't think it's a complete 6 if I remember correctly. I think we're on episode we just completed episode 18, and 19 and 20 for the 19 and 20 are gonna have to go to this Aizawa and Present Might thing. If it's just one episode, oh, that's gonna make me mad too. That's gonna make me super mad. Again, I mean, that will give 6 episodes for My Hero Academia, but at the cost of cutting out a very important moment in that Aizawa Present Mic mini arc thing. I don't know what you're gonna call it. So, but yeah, let me know what you think and leave a comment below, like and subscribe for more videos, and we'll talk to you guys later. This is David the Smash from Chimino Podcast, and I'm out.